Hey guys, so as Edmund said, my name is Emma, and a little bit about me, I am currently a senior at Flower Mound High School, and then next year my plan is to either attend Franciscan University of Steubenville or to take a year off from school and serve with Net Ministries. So neither of these things ever would have crossed my path if the Lord hadn't revealed his real presence in the Eucharist to me, and had this not had a profound effect on my prayer life. So I've been Catholic all my life, and I grew up going to Mass every Sunday. When I was younger, I thought I was super religious because I went to Mass, I went to Sunday school, and I was involved in other things at the church. And all of these things were really good things, and they taught me a lot about who God was, but I had no real relationship with him. So the first 2 years of high school for me were where a lot of seeds were planted in my faith life, but no real growth occurred until I attended Cove Crest. Now for those of you who don't know, Cove Crest is a week-long summer camp that our parish goes to each year. When I found out about the camp, I was super excited to go because of all the fun things we were doing, like the ropes courses, whitewater rafting, and the obstacle courses, but all of the faith-related things like Mass, adoration, and confession did not interest me at all. And on the second day of camp, when a big group of girls from our church decided to go to confession, I very easily fell into the peer pressure and went along with them. I was super nervous to go to confession because I hadn't been in a long time, and it seemed really foreign to me. And to add to my intimidation, when it was my turn to go, I stood up and I realized that the open chair was the one across from the bishop that was visiting the camp that week. So I was super nervous, but I sat down and I just confessed everything that had been weighing on my heart. And when I finished, the bishop asked me if I'd ever prayed the Mass. And as I thought back to all the times that I'd gone to Mass and just how disinterested I was, I confessed that I hadn't. And the bishop smiled at me, and he told me that my penance was to ask Jesus to make himself known to me the next time I was face to face with the Holy Eucharist. And after he told me this, I was super happy with this penance because it seemed really easy, because the bishop only told me that I had to ask Jesus for this, not that I actually had to get an answer. I think the bishop could tell exactly what I was thinking, because right before I stood up to leave, he told me, when you ask God for a gift of faith, when you ask him to heal you, he will always answer your prayers. Now, it just so happened that night we had Eucharistic adoration, and I knew that this was my chance to do what the bishop had told me to do and ask Jesus to reveal himself to me. So when adoration had begun, I closed my eyes and I asked Jesus for the gift of understanding his presence in the Eucharist, and I prayed this prayer for a few minutes. And then when I opened my eyes and placed them upon the Eucharist, I saw the face of Jesus. I immediately closed my eyes and I thought I had just imagined it. But when I opened my eyes again, it was still there. And when I looked at the Eucharist, I was filled with a wave of peace and love and the unwavering knowledge that this was truly God. This was obviously a very overwhelming thing to process because I didn't understand this miracle, and I won't truly understand it until I'm reunited with him in heaven. But from that moment on, there was no doubt in my mind that Jesus Christ himself was truly present, body, blood, soul, and divinity in the Eucharist. He had made himself known to me through this miracle, and though it overwhelmed me, it also brought me great joy that God would give a sign like this to even the smallest and most ordinary of his children. The next time I went to Mass, I had a completely different experience from any time I had gone before. My mind wasn't wandering, and I finally understood that when the priest consecrates the bread and the wine, Jesus is truly present. And when I received communion, I felt his presence. When I drank from the chalice, I had the unwavering knowledge that I was drinking from the blood that came from Christ's wounds. When I came back from Cove Crest, I knew that I had to make some changes in my life. So I began to receive the sacraments more often, to pray daily, and to surround myself with a good Catholic community. All of these things, though they may seem small, were truly the greater miracle. So I challenge you on this retreat to be open to whatever God has in store for you. He has great things planned for each and every one of you, and if you just answer the call, you'll add beauty and purpose to your life that is unparalleled. Thank you. Thank you.